I would share another little special thing that I'm growing this year that is coming along okay. It's coming along okay. This is called Italianischer lettuce. I got the seeds from Territorial Seeds. I got them because they were on sale, which caught my eye. I always love a good sale, but what made me buy them, because I really don't grow a lot of lettuce, I'll be honest with you. It's hard for me to figure out exactly how to grow it down here since it gets so hot so quick. I just haven't mastered it yet, let me say that. But I decided to order these seeds because it said on the package that the Italianischer lettuce was heat tolerant, that it would not bolt when it got hot. Well, that's unusual because a lot of lettuce does. But what caught my eye too was it said that these leaves on this lettuce will get up to 18 inches tall. It makes a big, huge head of lettuce, and they recommended that you don't even plant it but about every 18 inches to 2 feet apart. Now this lettuce I planted in probably the worst spot on my property. It's this nappy little stretch of dirt between my carport and one of these concrete runner pads that used to go under the mobile home that was here. I did put some horse manure on this little area, and I did bring in some soil and put on top of it. But after that, I just put the seeds. Now, it may not look like a huge stand of lettuce, but I'm actually still proud of what came up. I planted it closer together than what it recommended. So some of my seeds that I know I planted aren't up, but actually in the end, I'm kind of glad some of it didn't come up. These heads of lettuce should double in size. So once they spread out and double in size, I'm going to be kind of glad that not every head came up. They were right. I should have spaced them apart more than I did. I'm going to zoom in and just show you. These leaves kind of have an oak leaf type look to them, and they're just beautiful. They're just beautiful. When you taste them, they taste like really good lettuce. They do have a little bit of a arugula type taste toward the end, but that's a good thing because I think it adds some weight to whatever salad or whatever you put them in. It's not just like you're sitting there eating a bunch of lettuce that tastes the same. It tastes like a little bit of punch there at the end of the bite, a little bit of peppery taste. Like everybody, we're fighting this wind today, but we're not getting the tornadoes like they have up north. I've been listening to Ryan Hall, y'all, all afternoon, and I tell you what, my hearts go out to all the people up in Arkansas, Tennessee, Iowa. This is going to be a day for the books for some people, and it's not over yet. A lot of these storms are rolling on in to Kentucky, different parts of Tennessee, more eastern, central Tennessee, and on and on. And it might be a long evening. It might be a long evening, so I pray for everybody. But I thought that to get myself away from listening to the weather, I thought I'd walk out here and just talk to you about that Italianischer lettuce. I love it. So far, so good. What caught my eye was when it said it grows to 18-inch leaves on it, and that it's a very bulky plant that can produce a lot of lettuce. For a little old tiny seed of lettuce to produce these kind of little heads and bunches of lettuce, and they're half grown, that's amazing. That's amazing. And if you're going to grow lettuce, you want some lettuce that's got a little meat to it, that's got some leaves and some foliage. So I'm happy with it. I'll enjoy it here shortly in some salads. I'm glad I bought it. This is what a full head of the Italianischer lettuce looks like. I'm hoping mine looks like this too. And when I bought it, it was on sale from Territorial Seeds. I think I only paid about $2 and something a package for it. It's not on sale right now. I think the smallest package right now is $4.65. You can get 10% off, it shows, if you sign up for their email list when you log in, like a lot of websites will let you do. So that would help. But you don't have to order it. You don't have to even take my recommendation on it. What I'll just do, though, is I like to just talk to you a little bit about some items you just might not think about, you might not see everywhere. I'll tell you what I do. Because my husband sometimes says, oh, you have too many seeds or whatever. But when I go places, when I look around, I don't just keep buying what I already have over and over and over again. though I do have a good supply of certain bush beans and corn and things like that. I have enough that I could plant the next few years without buying any more. But what I also like to do is when I go places, I like to find things at those places that I don't see everywhere, that I may not have at home, that I haven't bought before. And if they're a good price, why not grab them and just see? Let me show you some little things that I bought today. The wind was so bad here. I got out working earlier and I did some things, but it was just whipping. And we have a certain couple of errands we have to run every week. So while we got out to do that, I rode a little bit farther than what I intended, and I went to a feed and seed store near Bogalusa, Louisiana. But I'm glad I went today because that's exactly what happened. They had some things in stock that I don't see everywhere, and some of the prices were very good, and I thought, let me just grab them. So let me show you what I bought. Now, I had told you about the New Zealand spinach on my perennial video that I did a while back. This is not a true spinach, but it's a perennial that grows like spinach. It loves heat, and I thought, you know, it might be a good thing to put in my yard to see if it'll really grow and be perennial and come back year after year after year. It'd be a good food source. So I ordered some off of West Coast Seeds. I haven't planted them yet. I'm fixing to plant them, but I know I paid $4 or $5 for that off of West Coast Seeds. This pack was only $1, and it is the first time I've ever seen it here in South Louisiana available at a store. It doesn't have quite as many seeds in it as the pack from West Coast Seeds, but I went ahead and grabbed me another pack because you just don't see it down here. You just don't see it. So for them to get this in, I thought, let me just grab a pack while I could for $1. Some of these I'm fixing to show you, I've never heard of. I live down here, but I've never heard of a Howden pumpkin. But for $1, I'm gonna try it because I'm trying to collect as many seeds as possible of pumpkins, winter squash, reliable things like that that I might could grow out and that'll store for months in the house in the cooler temperatures. I'll look up the Howden pumpkin and I'll put a picture right here if I can get a little information on it, and I'll tell you about that. This Howden pumpkin is also known as the Connecticut field pumpkin, which I have heard about before, the Connecticut field. So it's the same pumpkin. It's an heirloom variety. It gets to weigh about 15 to 25 pounds. It's not quite as sweet as a sugar pie, so keep that in mind if you're going to cook with it. Now, I might butcher this pronunciation, but they actually had a Chinese cabbage variety in their store. Mishihili? It seems like that there's an extra H in there. Mishihili? I'm not really sure. I'll find a picture of it. I'll find a little info on it if I can. But for them to have this unusual variety, I just went ahead and grabbed it. I've never seen this at a feed and seed anywhere here in South Louisiana. Talk about getting more foliage for your money. It's the same as the Italianischer lettuce. This Chinese cabbage grows huge. It grows huge. So it'll be a great thing to grow in my garden. You can either eat it raw or stir-fried, or you can even use it in soups. It is a wonderful vegetable, I think, to grow. This one I paid a little bit more for, $3.95, but I don't mind paying that for tomato seeds. This is called a Bradley tomato. I may have been hiding under a rock. Maybe everybody's heard of a Bradley tomato in this area, but I've never heard of it, and I've never seen the seeds anywhere. So I went ahead and picked it up because I can always feel like I can get my money back on tomato seeds. Now that I've really kind of learned how to start them and everything, I'm just so excited to try new varieties now. I'm so excited to try them. Sounds like a good tomato. It makes a 5 to 6 ounce pink tomato. It's a southern variety. It was developed by Dr. Joe McFerrin of the University of Arkansas, so it should grow good down here. And it's a semi-determinate, which means it'll put out most of its fruit all at the same time, which makes it a lot easier for canning. Might seem simple, but yellow bell pepper. I don't really have any yellow bell pepper seeds. The only one I have is a Santa Fe Grande, which is a smaller, not a bell pepper, it's just a smaller yellow hot pepper. With a lot of peppers, you can start them, they can be green, then they'll turn red, and some of them will even turn orange.
but I didn't have one that was truly a yellow bell pepper. So I thought, I'm gonna get it. I picked up a pack of sweet pea seeds. This is put out by the Bentley Seed Company. And the only reason I did it is because that book that I love, Will Bonsall's Guide to Self-Reliant Radical Gardening. I'm probably butchering the name of the book, but it's a very good book by Will Bonsall. But he was mentioning that he plants sweet peas in front of his green peas at a certain point, and by the time you pull the green peas out, the sweet peas are coming up and getting ready to bloom, and you can trellis them on the same arbor. Not sure how it's all going to work out. He also mentioned he does runner beans that way too, in front of his green peas, and then he trellises the runner beans and the sweet peas. So I have runner bean seeds, and I've already got them out since I read that in his book, and I'm fixing to go plant some. But I thought every few feet I would stick some sweet peas. I just think you can always use things that are going to bring pollinators in, so why not? And sometimes they'll buy bulk and then they'll just break it up and put it in little bags like this. So I got a ½ pound of Tennessee half runner bush beans. I have a lot of half runner seeds. I've never heard of the Tennessee variety though. If you've grown this, if you've heard of it and you've grown it, tell me about it. Tell me how it grows. I'm gonna have to Google this stuff, find pictures and everything, but if you've grown any of these things I've mentioned, please tell me anything you can about them. I'd love to hear it. But for $3, you got a ½ pound. That's not bad. That's way more than you get in a pack of seeds. Believe it or not, this little package is probably at least, I imagine, 750 seeds. Believe it or not. The Tennessee half runners are really just another name for the volunteer half runners, which I have heard of. They're just a green snap bean that gets around 4 to 6 inches. The vines don't get as long as regular pole beans, though. And these were developed at the University of Tennessee. So that's why they have their Tennessee volunteer kind of name. I got the same thing in an Oregon sugar pod pea. This is only $2 for a ½ pound of seeds. God love feed-in seeds. I love those stores. You can get the best deals there on seeds. I have planted some sugar pod peas before, but I've never had nor planted this Oregon variety. So when I saw it, I went ahead and grabbed it. These Oregon sugar pods produce 2 pods at each little juncture. So you get like double the production on these plants, which is wonderful. These were also developed at a university, Oregon State University, by Dr. James Baggett. And they're very small in stature. They're a bush plant, not a big, long vining plant. So you can grow them and they just get like 3 to 4 feet tall. This is another one I've got to Google because I have no idea. Got a ½ pound for $2.50 called silver skin pea. I don't know if this has anything to do with the Crowder peas that they call silver Crowders. Some of them will be called Mississippi silver Crowder peas. I don't know. When I Google it, I may find out that I've just bought another ½ pound of silver Crowder peas, and I already have some silver Crowders, but I didn't have my phone with me when I went in the store, and I just grabbed it. It's $2.50 that will definitely pay for itself when you put up food. And usually cowpeas of any kind do great for me. I'm assuming this is a cowpea. It could be a green pea, but I've never heard of a green pea called silver skin either. I'm thinking it's a cowpea, but I'm going to Google it. If I can find some information on it, I'll throw that up here. Well, this silver skin pea is the Mississippi silver Crowder pea, just a different name. I already have these seeds, but that's okay. I can always have more. And I have found these Crowder peas to be extremely easy to grow, so that's a good thing. To continue the theme, apparently, of all the things I bought today, this variety was developed at Mississippi State University in 1965, so it's a good old heirloom, and it's from the South. So you see, that's how you can justify getting more seeds. You just keep buying varieties you don't have. And you could say, well, I didn't have that, so I had to buy that. He really doesn't care. He doesn't keep up with any seeds I have. But I like doing that. I have this creative mind in me. I have this artistic mind in me. I don't want to just get hung up on the same old varieties over and over again. I want to grow different things all the time. And to feel that curiosity in me, to feel that side of me that wants to try new things and grow new things, I love to buy seeds
that I don't already have. I love to buy seeds when I see a variety somewhere that I know is not normally on those shelves. If it's not normally on those shelves, it may not be on that shelf the next time I go. So why not pick up a pack, especially if it's a half pound of seeds for $2, a half pound of seeds for $2.50, a packet of seeds for $1. Why not pick them up? Most of all of these are heirlooms. After that, I can save seeds like crazy. I'll probably never buy them again. Right now, in this day and time, it's the best money you can spend, I think, on seeds. So that's my theory anyway. That's my excuse. This is Lainey from Hilltop Home Place. Let me know what seeds you've been buying. Let me know what new things you're growing. I love hearing things like that. Thank y'all for watching me. Y'all have a great day and be safe in all this weather. Bye-bye.